I'm not really feeling this like second half of summer
Yeah.
lineup very much, other than Devil's a Part-Timer and Overlord. But
Yeah, well, you know what? Like, we'll see what's new, and might try a couple episodes. Because honestly, one of the standout fucking spring animes was something that I thought was just gonna be just a B-tiered, stupid. I guess I'll watch this one, the Trapped in a Dating Sim.
oh yeah, that was like
True.
one of my favorites.
Yeah, that was like legit, like
Yeah.
one of the best ones this season.
I just loved Leon's interaction with everybody.
It was great. Yeah.
He's such an asshole. It's amazing.
But but that's the thing I liked about it, is at the end,
I think
like,
it's charmingly.
you kind of see it's just like he's not really an asshole. Like, his whole thing is he just wants to have a quiet life, and like people around him are just being shitty.
Yeah, and he's calling
like,
them out on their shit.
Yeah, he's giving these people accountability, and they've
Yeah.
never had that before, and so it comes off, I think, a lot of the time as him just being an asshole. But there's so much of it, and it's just like making some of these people accountable has been good for them. Like, who is it? The during the jetpack racing, the skybike racing one, it was just like green hair was
Jilk, I think.
Jilk, yeah, was supposed to be engaged to be married to that other girl, and like he just like sent a letter or something like that. Was just like,
broke her up via snail mail.
Basically today's comparison of just like
Sending a text.
Hey,
it's more just like sending an email
Let's
because
go
you're
there.
like, hopefully they don't check their email and they'll say bye.
So it's just like that, but then it was just like him like calling him out and being like, "Hey, Joke, kind of piece of shit, man. Like, fucking like." He's like, "Oh, but it's awkward." It's just like, yeah, it's gonna be fucking awkward, but it's super shitty what you did to them. And it's just like everyone's just like, Leon, he's such a dick. He's such an asshole. He made me feel bad for being a shitty person. It's just like, maybe not be a shitty person.
I did really like the Black Knight fight.
That was good.
And I liked how he ended it. Just jumping out of his cockpit with a shotgun.
Yeah.
He went Iron-Blooded Orphans on him.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna shoot you in the face, bro.
Yeah.
He said, "Have you no honor?" He's like,
Honor. Honor's dumb.
But honestly, it was a sleeper for sure. Like, I think it was like the first like 3 episodes or something like that. Like, I was kind of like half in, half out, like not fully committed into it. It's just like, nah, I'll put this on. I think it's around the 4th episode, where he accepts the duel on what's her name's behalf. But like, it's interesting because it's until like the very last few episodes that he's still treating this like everything it is just in the game. And so like he's still just like going about things the way he normally would in the game, but like the main antagonist and the main protagonist from the game are now friends with each other and him.
Yeah.
And it's just like he's still like not getting, one, that he's not just a random mob, and like 2, that like the things he's done in the game has like he's affected the course of this world, and he can't just abide by like, oh, this is what happens in the game, this is what we have to do. That's not real anymore.
Yeah, like it's way better than it has any right to be for like a kind of basic...
for being trapped in a dating sim.
Yeah, for like something of that name, it's like it shouldn't be this good, but it's like I think there is room for a second season, and I think when we talked about it last, like it has been going for a minute, so I think they'll probably have content maybe next year or the year after. But I think out of everything this season, outside of Spy Family, because I know it's already going to continue anyway, I think it's probably the one that needs the second season the most.
Yeah, I'd agree. I I mean, I think Spy Family is that super big one that even people that don't watch like a lot of animes are watching Spy Family. I
Yeah.
think it's
Yeah.
like the equivalent of like the My Hero. Like when My Hero came out, like everybody
Oh
watched
yeah,
that.
everyone's watching. Yeah.
And I'm not knocking it. It's for a good reason. Like
Yeah.
it's good. It's a really good show. But
Oh.
of like the less mainstreamed like shows that have come out, like I loved Trapped in a Dating Sim. I loved Love After World Domination. But as much as I loved Love After World Domination, I think Trapped in a Dating Sim needs a second season more than World
Right.
Dom.
Yeah, like I think it's set up where like we actually fully have Marie as kind of an antagonist type character.
Yeah.
And we finally get the
Yeah.
basis there, and like there's a lot to explore. I mean, the royal group guys, the 5 of them, are kind of back in their families and back on track. Leon's doing his thing with Olivia and other ladies whose name I can't remember at the moment. Red Grave lady. I can't remember her first name. But yeah, I mean, I think in terms of like a vaguely kind of, I don't want to say serious because it is largely a funny show, but like when it has moments, it's like, oh yeah, this is like Leon being kind of a real person.
Right.
Yeah.
Angelica, there,
Yeah,
right?
Angelica.
I don't know why I thought it started with an R.
Also, like,
It's Angelica Rafa Redgrade.
Oh, okay.
what is so like what do you think is happening with that? Because obviously, it's like they're building up a relationship between the 3 of them, but like, what is it supposed to be?
I think what's gonna happen, I mean, there's 2 routes, right? They could just go harem and just never commit. But I think because they've done enough development for these characters at this point, that I think Olivia will do kind of something in front of Angelica, like confessing her love again to Leon. That will just kind of make Angelica be like, okay, well, I'm gonna take a step back because I have feelings for Leon,
yet,
but I can't say things.
What they should do is Angelica and Olivia get together, and then Leon goes after the queen.
There we go. That's what we want. Representation. Let's go.
He said, "What a milf."
I mean, he's dead set on it. So maybe he'll
honestly
go back after.
If the like fucking little prince hadn't been there, like she was like kind of about it until the prince stepped in, and it's like, mom.
She's like, oh yeah, sorry.
Like, no, of course not.
I'm a queen.
Like I don't want to look up anything into it because I know the book or the manga is already done, so I know the story is already written past the anime. I don't want to spoil it for myself because I actually want to watch this show.
Yeah, this is one I like. There are enough events that happen regularly in the show that I don't want to like read ahead. Like with Spy Family, they have events, but it usually isn't something that changes too much. But like Atome, yeah, I don't think there's as much content, and like I'd just rather see it in animation. Even though like as much as I like this show, there's some moments I'm like, I really wish they had budget because this looks kind of dumb.
Not like it's not like the best looking show, but
No.
it's good. It's got really good charm.
Yeah,
that goes a long way.
Yeah, it definitely sleeper hit. I think, if not for a vaguely serious show, is probably my favorite. I think a fun time Spy Family is probably a little bit better, but I think for like those moments, because I think Leon is forced to do that faster than Lloyd is, just because Lloyd's got like 3 or 4 seasons worth of content still to go.
Yeah, I did like because I thought it was good, especially because it was just like the way he stepped up. Whenever they were trying to be captured and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that's a big one. Is just, he's surrounded by, honestly, I mean, at that point, like he was surrounded by a bunch of cowards, and he was the only one willing to like try and fight, and then they were just like, I was just like, the baddie was just like, no, beat him up, and everyone was like, okay, yeah, we'll beat the shit out of this guy that's supposed to be our classmate.
Let's do it.
Nobody likes it.
Yeah, and then it is interesting. I think is because what's his name? His Luxion
Oh yeah.
That
had
is
mentioned.
that is the
He's so
I think-
good.
I think him and Leon, I could care less about anybody else. Just him and Leon,
Just
talking.
doing shit together is
Just
so
doing
great.
shit together. I need more adventures. I wish they didn't skip so much of it. Like,
Yeah, I just want like Leon and Luxion adventures with like that teacher Lucas like instructing him. Because like he's just like Leon doesn't like give a shit about anybody in this world and doesn't respect anybody of authority except for that guy.
Yeah. T-Man.
And I think it's so fucking great.
the master of tea.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
I think out of all of them, I want the second season the most, but I'm also like kind of middling as far as like whether or not it'll get it, because it's pretty popular, but other stuff exists out there.
Hopefully it's not a Devil's a part-timer where it's 10 years apart.
yeah. I don't like. I could accept 3 to 4, but I can't accept it. That's just too long.